Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I want to take a look at report services security, and this is something that is not entirely straightforward to work with. So I'm going to try to make it as clear as possible. We do have a report here, and currently I'm logged in with my student account, which is the super user account, because we used it to install SQL Server with. Now, if I were to switch to say one of the other accounts that I have a bunch of Looney Tunes accounts such as Daffy Duck. Let's actually go ahead and switch to, say, Daffy. Currently, Daffy should not have any access to this report. So I am going to bring up the browser. I'll use the same browser. I think I'm using Firefox. And let's go to HTTP localhost and go to reports. I type in my username dduck with my password, and let's save it. What the heck? You notice that the report does not show up whatsoever, and any attempts, it says basically that I don't have access to view anything here, so nothing is here. Let's switch back to student and see what we can do. All right, so looking at this interface, the first place you may be looking is this gearbox where it does say site settings. Let's bring it up. And we have general branding if you want to brand your site, scheduling to have your reports be refreshed every so often or be pulled basically. And then we have security. And notice that currently the built-in administrators, student being a member of that, have access. So I have this add group or user. I can add loonies. In fact, there it is, loonies. And I can make him say be system users and click OK. All right, with that being done, it may be tempting to say, okay, we're done. Let's go back and check out Daffy. And log back in as Daffy. And let's try to do a hard refresh, which is holding the shift key and refreshing, reloading the page. And you see that the report doesn't show up again, and again attempts to try to do anything. It does say that I still don't have permission. So why is that? Well, the reason is that the setting that we did is for the server itself, and it's basically allows this user to have a very limited access, view system properties, share schedules, and allow use of report builder. So Daffy Duck cannot use report builder, for instance, but they still can't view anything. Let's go back to browse over here, and we see three little dots up here. If I click on that, one of the objects over here is manage. Let's take a look at manage. And you see under manage we have a separate security option where I can go in and click on customize security. I get this dialog box saying item security is inherited from a parent item. Where is that parent item? Do you want to apply security settings for this item that are different from those? If I click OK, I can go ahead and add Loonies again, which is a group that includes Daffy Duck. And notice the options that are available. Browser, they can browse the reports. Content Manager, My Reports, May Publish Reports, and Linked Reports. Publisher, they can publish reports and linked reports to the report server. And of course, Report Builder, they can view report definitions in Report Builder. The most powerful one over here would be pretty much Content Manager, but let's give him browsing permissions. So Loonies has that. Again, it may feel like we have solved the problem going back to Daffy and logging in. And I would do a hard refresh, holding the shift and refreshing, reloading the page, and then trying to, browse and Come on, show me something. I still get you're not allowed to view. Now this time it says this folder. All right, so let's go back and see what we need to do. Exactly. I just wanted to see the areas that usually are fairly obvious and you look into, and these are the results that you get. I am going to go back to this and I'm going to use the same security as parent folder, which would remove the permission that we added. Going back to home, there is this option called Manage Folder, and this is the parent folder which is including this report. That's the parent it was referring us to. And notice when you click on that, you get the option of security. I can go ahead and add Loonies right here, and I can give them browse. Now this browser permission applies at the folder level, at the parent level, that is at the home level right here, and it will be inherited down to the reports that are within that. Of course, we can now go in here and make more specific permissions if we wanted to, but I don't recommend it. I usually recommend setting it at the parent folder. Let's go ahead and switch back to Daffy Duck now that Loonies have the ability to browse, but nothing else. And I'll type in my password. And let me do a hard reload, shift, refresh. And wait a moment. May have to click browse here and just give it a few seconds. And there is the report. It showed up with no problem. Let's actually view it, see if it's loading up. And it should load up without a problem. Oops, we got a problem. What is the select permission? Oh, so we have another problem. The permission was denied on the object address database AdventureWorks schema because Daffy doesn't have the select permission on the AdventureWorks LT schema. We are denied access. So you can see that the database permissions also play a role right here. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to go back to home. I can see the report. Sadly, because there is a permission running, it's lacking the proper permission, select permission on AdventureWorks. We can't view this report. I'll do it again, just same error. Let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to switch back to student. And I'm going to bring up SQL Server Management Studio, and there is AdventureWorks 2019 LT. I don't want to give permissions, that granular permissions. I'm going to go to the security and to logins, and let's find Loonies, which is right here, and take a look at properties. And I can see under user mapping that AdventureWorks 2019 does not have reader access. Definitely a problem. So I'm going to allow it to be able to reach, which includes the select, of course, and I'm going to click OK. And then switch back to Daffy Duck. And log in. Let's do a hard reload. Click on my browse button here. And let's see if we can load it this time. And there is the report. So you can see how the permissions stack up, they add up together to control access to report services. It's not enough to just have the permission on the report. You need to have the proper permission on the parent. And that's not enough by itself. You still need to have proper access to the database, the underlying database, to be able to display it. So hopefully all of it makes sense. You can see how these permissions are adding up. Thank you as always for being a great audience. And please share with loved ones and friends. And see you in the next video.